everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shannon Lee, and today I am back with the Great British Bake Along Challenge. Since last week's episode was Chocolate Week, I have decided that I'm going to do a bonus video for you guys this week and bake a chocolate babka. And I'm actually going to be following a vegan recipe, so I will have that linked down below in case you are interested. The recipe I'll be following is from bakingamoment.com. I just want to insert a real quick correction. The recipe that I'm going to be following for this video is actually from the blog site Domestic Office. She is the same person that I followed a recipe for my vegan Battenberg, and that's like the one I based everything off of, like with all my modifications. So I'm again going to be following her recipe because as I just started this video, I realized the other one from the other website is not vegan. So switching things up, we're going to do this and let's see how it goes. It is a blog site which I found off of Pinterest. That's where I find a lot of these recipes. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I mainly decided to do this bonus episode because, as you may have heard from last week's video, with bread week, I was planning on doing a soda bread, but I decided last minute I wasn't going to do that because I don't really like soda bread and I didn't want to have a whole loaf of it. Plus I just kind of ran out of time, so I just decided not to do it. So this week we are going to do a bonus episode. Here it is. We are going to do a vegan chocolate babka. Before we get into the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out a lot. It lets me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. And if you guys turn on the notification bell, you will be notified every single time that I am posting a video, so you don't miss any more fun videos like this. So let's get baking. So to get started, we are going to weigh out 300 grams of all-purpose flour. Then we're going to weigh out 5 grams of dry active yeast, 40 grams of caster sugar, which as you can see here, I am going to make my own because I ran out. All you have to do is put it in a food processor and process it until it is a finer sugar, as you can see here. See, still 40 grams. Quarter teaspoon of salt. Just gonna mix this up with my stand mixer using the dough hook. Now we are going to start measuring out the wet ingredients. You need 180 milliliters of non-dairy milk. I chose oat milk. I went over a little, but it's fine. And then 80 grams of a vegan butter. I love using Earth Balance, so that's what I added here. Gonna melt that out and add it to the dough. You wanna add the milk first and then add in the butter last. We're just going to let this dough knead in the mixer for about 6 to 8 minutes. If you are kneading by hand, you might need to do it a little bit longer, but you are just looking for the dough to come together into a ball. If it's a little too sticky, feel free to add in a little bit of flour. I believe with my recipe, I needed to add in about another tablespoon or two just to get the dough so it wasn't sticking to the edges of my bowl. As you can see here, it's really sticking a lot. I did end up adding in that 1 tablespoon of flour, which as you can see, it looked kind of funky at first, but it really incorporated into the dough once it kneaded some more, and the dough ended up being completely perfect. Once you're done kneading the dough, you're going to add the dough to another bowl, hopefully greased unlike mine, with some oil, and you're going to cover this with a wet towel and allow it to proof for about 2 hours. The recipe calls for overnight, but I only had 2 hours to do this. I always proof my dough in the oven with just the oven light on. Make sure not to turn on the actual oven. While the dough is proofing, we can get started on the chocolate sauce. You're going to need 60 grams of vegan butter. Again, I'm using Earth Balance, and we're just gonna weigh this out. And then I'm gonna use some dairy-free, vegan-friendly chocolate chips. We're gonna add in 70 grams of this. Added in a little too many chocolate chips, which I don't think it would really matter, but we're just gonna follow the recipe as close as possible. And then we're gonna add in 20 grams of cocoa powder, 30 grams of light brown sugar, a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of salt, and then we're gonna add this to a medium saucepan and turn on the heat to about medium, and then bring this to a simmer. I am just going to keep stirring this occasionally to make sure that nothing burns. You'll know the dough is done proofing when it has doubled in size. Next, you need to punch down the dough and then lightly flour your surface that we're going to roll this dough onto. We are then going to roll this dough out into a rectangle shape. Honestly, you don't want it to be too big, probably about the size of the loaf you want to make, but you can always play around with it. Once you've rolled out the dough to your desired rectangle, you're going to spread out the chocolate sauce on top of the dough. Make sure to leave about a 1 centimeter border that is not covered with the sauce. This part is optional, but I'm gonna bring back those dairy-free chocolate chips and I'm just gonna sprinkle them on top. You could also put in some dried fruit or even some chopped up nuts. And then we are going to roll this dough like a sausage lengthwise, and we're just gonna roll it all the way up. Now that we've got the dough rolled all the way up, we're gonna take a super sharp knife and slice it down the middle. You wanna slice it all the way. As you can see, I had to come back and remember to do the top. And then we're going to flip this so that the chocolate is showing on top. This is really important for presentation, so we get that really pretty chocolate look on top. So to twist the dough, you're going to want to take them and form an X and cross them over as you see in the video. And then you just start twisting like normal. Make sure to keep the chocolate on top. You are going to take a loaf pan, which I have placed a piece of parchment on the bottom, and grease it. You can use a glass or a metal tin. I chose glass so I can see what's going on. Then you are going to carefully lift up your dough and place it in the pan. I chose to use this cake lifter, which worked out perfectly. And then if your ends stick over the edge, tuck them under so that you don't waste any dough. Loosely cover this pan with a little bit of plastic wrap, and then go ahead and put it back into the oven with the oven light on to let it proof. You want to let this proof for 1.5 to 2 hours until the loaf has doubled. This is what my loaf looked like after a little over 2 hours. I actually went out for dinner, so I wasn't able to pop it in the oven sooner. And I'm just going to bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 to 40 minutes. While the babka is baking, we're going to start on the syrup. We need 60 grams of granulated sugar, 60 milliliters of water, and we are just going to put this into a medium saucepan and bring this to a simmer. The longer you simmer this, the thicker your syrup will be once it has fully cooled. I ended up adding in an extra tablespoon of sugar to make it thicker. So then we bring it to a simmer and we just keep stirring it, obviously, so nothing sticks and nothing burns. Mine ended up simmering for about like 5 to 10 minutes, but you can do it less if that's what you want. Once the babka reaches 190 degrees Fahrenheit in the center, it is ready to come out of the oven. Then you can take your syrup and you can baste it all over the top as you see me doing here. I know that it looks like a lot of syrup, but I promise it's not. The idea is that we want this to soak into the loaf. It'll help preserve it and it just gives it a little bit of extra sweetness. It also adds some extra moisture to the bread so that it doesn't get too flaky. Once you're done with the syrup, let it cool for about 20 minutes before flipping it out onto a wire rack to finish fully cooling. Look at how shiny that syrup made the babka look. This is what my loaf looks like after it has cooled. As you can see, the syrup definitely turned into more of a hardened glaze, and now we are going to cut ourselves a wonderful slice. Rolling and twisting is really important so you can get this awesome marbling.
Hey everyone, so it is actually like 11 o'clock. I just took pictures and cut up the babka. It actually tastes amazing. Like, for being a vegan dessert bread, it's really good, and honestly, I really love Domestic Office's blog site. Like, I've been following her recipes ever since that vegan Battenberg, and it was absolutely amazing. So now I'm trying like all of her recipes, and it's great because she has like every single thing I could possibly need for these challenges that I'm doing, especially with the bake-along. So you'll see more of her recipes. That's what I'm gonna be doing in the future, and I'm really excited to show you guys because they're turning out great. it's just amazing. Like, I really, really love that babka. Can't wait to share it with my friend. My boyfriend absolutely loves it. He's upstairs right now playing video games. And if you hear anything scratching in the background, I actually have the cats over here. That's Moira. And the little one, which actually might be inside the box, his name is Kai, and we just adopted him. And here is Kai. This is my little baby. We just adopted him a couple days ago. Here is my other baby. This is Moira. She hates me right now because I just pulled her off her scratcher, which had a bunch of catnip. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell that lets you know every single time that I am posting a video. And go ahead and check out my Instagram account. It is @SimplyShannonLee. I'm pretty much active on there all the time. If you guys have any questions or you guys have any video ideas, you guys can always DM me. You can comment on this video. I read everything. I'm pretty much here. Obviously, I'm still getting my channel started. And I will see you guys later this week with a normally scheduled video. Just know that a lot of my videos right now, everything's kind of filmed out of order. The only thing that is filmed like currently that's being uploaded are my Great British Bake Along challenges, obviously, because I don't know what's coming out ahead of time. I'm really excited because starting with this video, I finally have my camera, I have my voiceover microphone, and I just got a new editing program, so hopefully these videos will be better, hopefully things improve. I can't wait to share more with you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!